Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good day. I'm Gladys. Over here, we make simple, informative tutorials to help you navigate baking and decorating easily. Today, we are back on a live again, making some cupcakes, okay? Some simple cupcakes that, for a neighbor, actually. Yeah, so we're going to be making some simple vanilla cupcakes. And whilst the vanilla cupcakes are baking, we're going to go ahead and prep for a chocolate cake. Today's video is going to be a tutorial based video where I will talk you through everything you need. As you can see, I haven't even organized the ingredients yet. So if you're just joining me, let's go ahead and sort out the ingredients. I have them scattered around me. I'm going to try and make it work one way or the other. The reason for the lives are just to bring you a raw experience of what the baking process can be, right? And so whilst it helps to be very organized, it's okay to be organized. You can't always have the luxury of being organized. I've been very busy all morning. So it's probably a good thing for you to watch all of this. Hopefully I can keep your company whilst we're doing that. First things first, those of you in the chat, Lollipop, you weren't here yesterday. I was coming to tell Lollipop I love you, but you and your snake, you better sit this one out. It's a good thing you don't drive. But Season, Steph is back. Steph, how are you? Tapita, great to have you back, my lovely. It's been so busy. So yeah, it's good to see you. Tapita, I know you know something. Because it is just you and I in that membership over there. Tapita, come give us some feedback on what your experience is. At least you get to, I guess you got to see what happens before I get here sometimes. Yeah, Tapita? Yeah. Lollipop, good to have you. Steph, how are you, my love? Steph, just catching up with you. How has your pans, last time you wanted to try and bake, and what stalled it was to get a burnt pan, burnt tin. We spoke about it. How far have you gone? Just checking in to make sure that you haven't lobbed your baking dreams to the side over here and trying to encourage you. Oh, you do? Okay. Tapita, you and I are just one person, so it's okay. I love you. Thank you, though. Thank you for being there. Okay. Lollipop, how are you, my love? Yesterday, I was like, in my head, oh, people, ignore me. Ignore me because we are getting organized. You know what? Sometimes when you haven't organized properly, you're like, where are your ingredients? Where are you? Today you're going to see in real time what I exactly. Not that you haven't seen me. Look, I will always love an opportunity to show you the rare moments of what I do. So look, my eggs are in the fridge. We are going to put them in warm water whilst we're going to put them in warm water so they can come to room temperature whilst we're at it. So let's get the eggs out. There's 6 of those. I probably won't need all 6, but it's safer to say having 6 will be. This is lukewarm water. I boiled the kettle a little while ago, so it's warm. You don't want to put boiling water. So just so you know, it's not boiling water. It's just lukewarm water because the kettle was boiled a little while ago. Now let's go and sort out the other ingredients. Okay. Look at the sugar. It's nearly finished, but I've got sugar here, right? And then we've got my not so perfect weighing scale. Okay. So it's been an incredibly busy morning. So I'm going to preheat the oven whilst we're at it. What have I done so far? The eggs are the first thing to go into the water to sit over there so that they have time to come up to room temperature. Look, we don't have a very perfect scale. Okay. Steph says baking activities are not off to the side, but she's enjoying some other activities. It's fine, lovely. I think it's about time I give up my bear with me. It might just be time to give up my scale, the sketchy scale now. Okay, let's see. Okay, for now it's gonna work. It's gonna work, people. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. Yeah, Gladys is doing something. Was I expecting a call from a private number today? What date is today? Okay, they'll leave me a voice note. There you go. But there you are. I have 200 and something sugar here, right? And then we have the rest of the sugar in a tub here. We need 425. Okay, there you go. I've got that. In the meantime, we need 380 grams of this right here. Now, the margarine is very chilled. It's set, so I'm gonna have to find a way to bring that to room temperature. We have 263. We don't have enough. You know what I'm going to do? I'll just add oil. See? You just make it work for you. Okay. I can go and get another one, but I don't have the patience to do that right now, so. Okay, 94. We have, okay, so there will be 80 mils of vegetable oil, right? That's the joy of having an adaptable recipe. Oh, Tapita, I've got news for you. Tapita, I've got news for you. I didn't break a cup, but you know what I broke today? I broke a glass. I broke one of these today. So, just so you know, we have 80 mils. Yeah, exactly. I broke one of these today because it was on the countertop and I was moving stuff around. I've been very busy because the last couple of weeks I've just been busy over here and I haven't I have a ton of content, right, that I can edit, but sometimes sitting and editing has to just, here's a confession, I'm a person who likes a bit of feelings, right? I have, you know, you're told like discipline will see you through. I find editing so hard that sometimes, not all the time, sometimes if I don't feel like it, because it's a creative outlet as well, if I don't feel like it, I'm not going to edit, because then I can't get my story right. As in, everything you see on the channel is done by me, right? From ideation to scripting to execution to all the edits you see, it's me. And I've got to be in a good headspace to do that. Okay? So sometimes the filming is not hard, especially if I have to do a voiceover. It means I'm just doing something very quiet in my own space. But the voiceover and the style of editing takes creativity. And sometimes I've got to be in the right headspace, right? So I've kind of hit a block like the last 2 weeks, going on 3, where I found editing so hard. But this week, I don't know if it's because I've kind of taken a break from it and nourished myself. I feel up to it, so I'm actually really excited. So all morning I've been filming some new content to kind of bring to you, not on the membership, actually long form content, if you like. You're still going to be seeing me here. I'm not going anywhere. The live is just you and I, okay? We're on a date, we're having a laugh, it's great. You still get to know about cakes and what we do. These are here to stay, and you still, like I told you yesterday, you are always going to still have this version of me over here. And if anything, I want to make this a better experience for you. But yes, I've been trying to get some proper like cake decorating content in terms of explaining the processes in bite-sized ways where it is not too time consuming for me to execute, but it still is valuable and informative. So my morning started at 8 o'clock when I took the boy to school, and I've been here since. So I only just had an hour to go get ready and look like this and come back, but I've been filming content. And actually the cake we baked, the 2-tier cake we've baked, it's covered in ganache and all of that, but you will see that process develop. I need to make time probably on tomorrow. Will it work? Tomorrow I'll be back here because I'm making a Paw Patrol cake for the neighbor. Remember the neighbor I was talking to yesterday, Tapetha? You would know. Yeah, it's a little boy, my neighbor's son. He's little. I think he's about 3 or 4. Really lovely boy. His mom left it too late, but the boy asked me, so I kind of feel obliged to kind of make him a cake. So even though my plan was to kind of get this week done and then sit back and sort out some editing and publishing, I think I'm going to be back here tomorrow. I am not sure. It's highly likely you'll find me on a live sometime. So on Sunday, when I sit down after church to reset, we will get through the content. And I am hoping, fingers crossed, don't hold me to this, I am hoping I have found a new style that is less time consuming, more informative, and so you are more likely to see more decorating style videos in long form. And then we'll leave the chatty and the fun bits and the craziness and snippets of who I am and what I do in my kitchen for you on that exclusive side of the space where it's the membership, so you can come hang out over there if you care. You know, we're never going to be a lifestyle content, okay? We're not. And you aren't about to see Auntie Gladys out here with her big old backside out here like no, it's not that kind of thing. But I'm still a person, I have interests, and it all works back to making cakes. So if I can kind of like extend that a little bit for a better experience for you, that's the goal. So yeah, nobody asked for this rambling, did you? Just saying. Okay. I was just in my head a little bit for a minute. Okay, so we've got that, we've got this sorted. Now let's go and fix the eggs. Lollipop, why are you going to leave the baby's cake for last minute? I love Albert because when he showed up yesterday, he's always excited. Like when he's passing by and he sees me over here, he's so excited. He's only 4, but he just gets super excited. It would be awful to go, Albert, your mom didn't book your cake, so I'm sorry, I can't. He will be gutted. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to absorb this one, even though I don't make last minute cake. But I love the little guy because he is so adorable. So that's where we are. Yes, they asked. I mean, I can't. You know us over here. We try our best. Okay, so the cupcakes, he chose, he wanted a chocolate cake, right? He actually said he wants both. He wants both chocolate and vanilla. But the cake is such a small serving. It's a small serving of 15. So it's likely to be a 6-inch 4-layered cake. very small. And what I am going to do is the cupcakes are just going to be an addition. So his mom is actually doesn't know that I am going to make both, but I'm just trying to find a way to make both very convenient for myself as well. So yeah, that's where we are. There you go. And then what am I doing? I need the flour. I need plain flour, because we have had this conversation here before, haven't we? We've had this conversation where for cupcakes I use plain and self-raising flour. Oh, no, not good. Okay, we have 300 grams. You won't see, but yeah, but let's get on with it, okay? Let's just get on with work, shall we? I told you, the cake making process can be a bit of a mess sometimes, but it's 300 grams of plain flour and 150 grams of self-raising flour, because we're making cupcakes. If we were making a cake, we'll need all to be self-raising. I find that when I use self-raising for what I am doing, for cupcakes, it will over-rise. I've done it before and it just over-rise and spills and it's a mess. So I found a mix of both will work for me. I don't know. A few things influence the reason for the over-rising. It's not so much the flour alone. It also comes down to technique. For instance, if you don't beat your margarine, and I have seen recipes where you have all equal parts of everything and then they pour it together and just mix it together and scoop. That's not my kind of recipe. I have to cream. So the creaming causes air pockets, as in air bubbles, to form, which will help, which will expand. So I don't know if the creaming, the time I cream the sugar and margarine or butter for, does have some sort of effect on the outcome. But I've just found, for me and this specific recipe, I need 2 parts of the flour, plain flour, to a part of self-raising flour for me to have like a very settled, steady topping instead of a domed or overflowing cupcake. Okay, so that's where we are. So that's all the ingredients sorted. For convenience, I'm going to be employing the stand mixer. Again, for this amount and quantity, you could easily use a hand mixer. Okay, Lollipop is suggesting maybe one day do both for the science and for the video. Okay, I'll try that. That sounds like a good idea. I could do, yeah, right. I think part of such videos as well, whilst I used to love doing them, it takes a lot of thought for how I want it presented. I am in my head a lot about it, but it would be lovely to go back to such simplistic, like science-based videos. Like I had flour over me. Okay, so we've sorted all the ingredients. Now, because the I'm just going to chuck that in the microwave a bit, just so that the margarine will melt down slightly. Dolly is here. Dolly, darling, how are you? Are you on a break? There you go. So he wants Paw Patrol, so we're going for a bit of color. What's the color of Paw Patrol? Oh, anyway, we want some color. So these are just green cupcake liners. We need about 30 cupcakes if I can get it. 24 30 will still work. Okay, we've got all of that. Oh, yeah. Actually, no, because those will be the ones I will test when I'm done. Okay, there you go. So we've lined our liners here. I have 2 dozen and a pack of 6. I know you can't see the 6, but the pack of 6 is here. There you go. So we have, I'm aiming for about 30 cupcakes, but I don't know. I'm not really fast about it. The quantity here should make about 24. I don't know why I've lined 30, but yeah. Albert gets about 8. So the 4 is in between for what I want, because Albert gets about 8 cupcakes, and then the dozen cupcakes is going to go with the wedding cake, and then we have, I'll make room for excess if you like. So that's where we are. Lollipop, you definitely do know about Paw Patrol, yeah? I'm not sure I registered the color at all, so let's get to it. So into this goes the caster sugar. I can tell you this week alone I have used, last week and this week I have used 8 kilograms of sugar. You're like, when I go to Costco and I'm shopping for the sugar, right, it almost doesn't feel as though it will run out so quickly, because Costco has the people, you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for the craziness in the kitchen starts. Okay, there you go. And then we're pouring vanilla with a lot of love. If you're cool. Okay, let this cream for 4 minutes. We have 7 minutes past 3. I'm just checking something quickly, people. Yeah, have you been trying to call me? Yeah, have you been trying to call me? Okay, a private number is calling me, so I don't know if it's okay. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I am. Okay, come home, come home, come home. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go. Notice also, sorry, I had to go and take a call. Notice also that the beating is lower. I am not creaming this at my regular medium high, which is 3 to 4. I have left it somewhere at 2, number 2, just so that it will cream, because I don't want my cupcakes to kind of overflow. Lollipop, yes, 8 kilograms. You would think just last week and this week, because this bag is 5 kg. And if you go back to the photo I posted when I went to Costco, that week I was off. Remember, I was off from here all week. So I only opened this on Tuesday last week. And look what we've got. It's gone. So, and it's Friday today. So 8 kg is not bad, because I've got 5 kg here, and I had granulated 3 packs of granulated sugar, which measures 1 kilo each. That is what makes the 8 kg. So that's where we are. How many orders did that do? Well, you and I can work that out right here, right? Okay, let me just, this is so noisy, I kind of feel like I'm shouting at you. I will answer that properly, and then we can work that all out together, because you and I have been here since last week anyway. You've seen me, we had the 2-tier cake. Okay, so let's roughly kind of work it out. There was the 2-tier cake, and then the 2 6-inch cakes, right? And then there was 30 cupcakes. That was last week. 30 cupcakes, 2 6-inch cake, and a 2-tier cake. That was last week. Don't forget the 8 kg also includes buttercream. So I think we made French buttercream. I made 2 lots of French buttercream, 1 on here, 1 off, which was on Saturday. I made a batch of, so 2 batches of French buttercream, 2 6-inch cakes, 30 cupcakes, a 2-tiered cake, and this week we have a 2-tiered cake. Here's a 2-tiered cake, a 6-inch cake, and a 6-inch cake. But mind you, the 6-inch cake, I'm going to have to get another pack, because I need granulated sugar. So give or take, we have, oh, and we're baking another 30 cupcakes. So let's do this over again. We have 60 cupcakes, 2 2-tier cakes, as in a serving of 50 and a serving of 70-ish. 2 6-inch cakes, and then a small 6-inch cake, if you like. Does that make sense? Plus 2 lots of French buttercream. So that's where we are. Oh, you've kind of made me kind of work this out, because otherwise I wasn't thinking about it at all. Anyway, that is creamed. I'm going to add, that is a lot, you see? It seems like a lot, but it really isn't in the grand scheme of things. I keep saying, there are people who actually spend a weekend doing more and more and more. I don't think I envy that life anyway. If you see me turning my head, I'm looking for a spatula. Right, now let's get this spatula all the way. Okay, there you go. Now we're going to add our egg. Because the thing with cupcake is all about time management, visual cues, and control. Because if you over whip it, you'll get a light and fluffy textured cupcake, but it will overflow the lid of your and whilst we're at it, look at the oil. I didn't add the oil. Fuji. Okay, the oil has gone in now. Let it now mix all together. Lollipop says, I wouldn't mind being left alone to bake all the time. I would like to, but I wouldn't be able to keep it up, my darling. It's a lot. It is a lot. It's probably a good thing that this is all I can focus on for the time being generally. Like, I have other responsibilities and commitment, but baking is primarily the thing that takes more than 50% of my time. Let's just say, if I was really being honest, baking is occupying about 80% of my life, okay? And the other 10 is for the boy, and the other 10 is for everything else in between, okay? Because look at what my morning has been like. From 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock actually today, it didn't start actively until 8 o'clock. From 8 o'clock, the boy was already in school by 9-ish, right? And as soon as I got back in, got straight to the kitchen. I haven't had breakfast or anything, but that's because today I just didn't want to sit there and gobble breakfast in the morning, right? And from, I will say, 9:30, all 20 to 10, all the way till about 2 p.m., I was on cake duty, right? As soon as I wrapped up the 10 past 2, I went upstairs to have a shower and come and look like this, only to come and start here for 10 to 3. By the time we get here, it is just in time for dinner in the evening. There's a couple of hours. I give it a maximum of 4 hours in between that. And then it's back to cake duties till 1 a.m. And Tapeta knows about the 1 a.m. She knows. Right, there you go. And then I am going to add Lollipop. You call me Superwoman. You have seen me crashing out here a lot of the time when I come and I tell you guys I am tired. Like this week, the only reason I felt this excited is because I've made a conscious effort to eat properly. But last night, midnight, I was sat over here gobbling like a homemade chicken burger. That's not healthy. So no, I won't call myself superhuman at all. Epic. Epic, welcome to the stream. How are you, Epic? Epic, you're epic for being here. How are you? I wouldn't, but thank you anyway, Lollipop. You have a lot of faith in me than I do in myself. Where is everybody in the chat? There is people. Can I ask you for a simple favor, people? There's 43 of you in the chat, and yet there is only 8 of you who have liked the video. So unless you don't like what I'm doing, the question will be, why are you here? No, I'm kidding. Why are you here? Like, seriously. Are you here hate watching me? But of course, if you do like what we are doing here, please consider liking the video, okay? Just a polite, because I know sometimes when you sign in or you're passing by and you see a stream and you feel like, oh, let me stop by, it doesn't occur to you that you probably have to do anything. And I completely understand that. Thank you, Epic. Epic says they love my hair and it's pretty. And Epic is out here singing my praise. Epic, that is so kind of you, my lovely. Okay? If you stop by and you stick around for long, you will get to know we're a lovely bunch. I like to advertise all of us, not just me. I mean, I am just blessed to be the face of the place, but I don't live here alone, okay? This channel is a little village of people who care about each other and are just good people, right? So if you stick around, we will know you by name. Okay, and you can come here and tell us your problems if you don't mind sharing, and we'll give you virtual hugs and encourage you and send you on your merry way. What is there to not like about us, Epic? So come on, people. There you go. I am just mixing this all together. Right, the butter is done now. We're going to get the butter into our cupcake. Epic says, I love your accent. Thank you. Now I wish I could hear you speak, and then I'll see if I can make a judgment about your accent too and pay you a compliment. But I guess your accent will be good too anyway. But thank you nonetheless. Okay. Great to have you. Where are you joining us from? Are you joining us from our neighboring good old US of A or somewhere else? I only reference US of A because most of our villagers live there, okay? Tapeta lives in Oregon. She might be your neighbor. Right, if you wonder what the mug is doing in front of me, it's a little tip to help stop it helps to stop the scoop from the butter from sticking to the scoop, because we need the butter in the cupcake tin, right? Cupcake tray. We do not need the butter flying off to anywhere. There you go. Well, you're in my kitchen on a raw day when things are happening. Oh, okay. Epic is from the US of A. Okay, so you and Aunt Jackie. You and Aunt Jackie. All you Southern people. When I hear Southern in America, all I think about is just the good old soul food, okay? With collard greens and a biscuit. You people are your biscuit and gravy, right? Nothing against it, but you know what? I'm in Britain, right? We like a scone with cream. I don't know about it with gravy though, but I guess it would be lovely. Okay? So thank you for joining us today. And I hope you are having a good day though, because I know your morning is just probably starting. Oh, okay. Okay, so we did make it. Saeed is back. Saeed, lovely, how are you? Right, you know what? We had the number of cupcakes we need, except we didn't get 30. Oh, actually, that's 24. I think we will get about 26, which is not bad. Okay, it's not bad. There you go. That's one here, and then that is the final one there. Okay, at least I get 2 extra ones to taste if I wanted to. In the meantime, there you go. There you go. Oh, okay, bye-bye. Let's tidy up the work surface quickly. And whilst we're at it, a few things I need to do. The oven has been preheating, so I'm gonna move my, let's look at the oven temperature. Okay, it's been preheating at 140 degrees C, exactly how I wanted it. So let's get this out and then flip it over there. Get my tray. Where's the other tray? Oh, it's over here. Oh no, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Okay. Okay, and then we'll get ourselves some water to sit at the base to cool the oven so that we can get a very delicate bake. Right, so there goes the cupcake. One, tray number 1 and tray number 2. Okay, now let's turn this down a little bit. Let's see. The oven thermometer. Let's keep this here. And there you go. All right, that's gone in. It will bake at 140 degrees C. The extra 2 I'll leave over here. Okay, now let me stop and catch up with my people a little bit, because when I am so task focused, it can be hard to kind of keep up in the chat. But thank you, Lollipop, Tarpeta, and the rest of you who keep the group engaged. Where is Tarpeta? Where is Tarpeta, lovely? I can't see her in the chat at all. Has she gone back to sleep? It's fine. It's just because I can't see her or haven't heard her. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We love Tarpeta, because normally if I am kind of task focused here, Tarpeta keeps you company. So Epic says, right, Epic was saying maybe we could make them taste different with different ingredients. That's not a bad suggestion, except you're talking to somebody who doesn't like trying new things. The only new thing I'll try is cake. Okay, if you could invite me to a cake table where you've done something different with it, I don't mind that. But I don't like trying new things at all, especially if I don't know what it is. And that's not because I'm uncouth. It's just, I guess it's a sensory thing for me. Like I will squirm on the inside if you gave me something I don't know. So saying that, I would like us to try a scone with different ingredients, but I'm scratching my head and thinking how well could I pull that off. But it would be great to try though, wouldn't it? Okay. Oh, macaroons was what you were talking. Oh no. Lollipop. There's a reason why we like each other, except with your snake. Epic macaron. Is it? Okay, macaroons. Okay, we can, because there's the macarons, the French people, our neighbors over here. Them ones, I don't want to touch them with a 10-foot pole, okay? Even though I'm a baker, I don't like those, because they're just so precious to make, and life's too short for me to waste time doing that, okay? But yeah, macaroons, like the coconut macaroons, the ones you make and they're like rough and squishy and doughy on the inside. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I don't know which one, but if we're talking the French macarons with the, is it the 10? It's macarons, as in macarons with just one O. Macaroon is the one you mix. And am I making sense? Do you hear what I'm saying? That's just by the way. Yes. Okay, so we're talking macaron. It looks like a cookie. It's doughy on the inside. Yeah, we can try that. Yeah. I don't know. What are we going to eat it with though? Are we going to go for the dry version so that you keep to your gravy, no gravy on the table, and I don't bore you with the cream and jam? What do you think? Because the main food item is the same, isn't it? Whether it's a scone or a biscuit, they are similar in properties and ingredients, if you like, and presentation, sort of. The thing that makes it slightly off is that some of you like it with the gravy. And you know what? I'm Ghanaian. If you're bringing gravy to my table, right, if you bring in gravy, it better be homemade gravy. And I'm talking homemade, where you prepared the jus and you created the sauce and you made it spicy and nice. Don't bring me that, the short ball granules that is stirred in water. And just like that, I lost half of you, okay? Okay, fruit is your favorite to add. Depends what kind of fruit, okay? It depends. As long as it's not fruits and nuts, as in sultanas and stuff in it, yeah. But I don't care what kind of fruit, but yeah. Lollipop. Lollipop, which part do you agree with? Do you agree with the part where you make your own gravy, and I mean proper cook the gravy with jus? And don't come to me with the short ball like granules in water. Okay. See? Lollipop, you're my person. Okay, so Lollipop agrees. I think I can live with that. I can live with that. Because I never knew that you could pour something from a pot and just add water and it thickens. It's like, what? What kind of miracle is that? Tapeta, I'm sending you virtual hugs. You see, my people know me. Tapeta says it should always be. Listen to me. Lollipop, close your ears whilst I say this. The hosts within whom I live, okay, the host country within which I live, you know what I'm about to say, and that's all. Thank you, Epic. Epic says I'm awesome. He loves to watch me cook. Listen, I make cakes over here. Occasionally, I think now that Tapeta and some of you will find yourself in the membership, occasionally I hope to bring you some Ghanaian food. Just because I want to show you and teach you how to do it, because the subject of food is very universal. We all eat, and even though we may not eat the same thing because we have different food preferences because of our culture and our choices, food is universal and food is an expression of love. Unfortunately, I'm not a cooking, as in I am a dry cook channel, which is a dry heat, which is bacon. We won't be out here like frying Ghanaian fish, even though I love Ghanaian fish. And yesterday we were talking about chicken feet. You weren't about to see chicken feet on this table, okay? No. So yes, it's lovely to cook, but it's even better cooking Ghanaian food because the flavors and people. I haven't had breakfast. It's okay. Let's just leave it. Vegetable gravy. Like, what is that? What kind of vegetable did you drain all the moisture out of and made it into granules? Lollipop, you need to answer for your people. Yeah, Auntie J, we are talking about food. Because Epic showed up and thought, well, let's talk about your. Epic is from the South, by the way. Epic, I told you you might just be neighbors with Tapeta from Oregon or Auntie J from the South. So Auntie J just entered the chat. So Epic, go and introduce yourself. because it was me. I was like, when I hear Southern people, I think about all the good food, but I'm not sure about biscuit and gravy. Good vibes, darling. How are you? Right? So yeah, I am not sure about I don't mind, but it's just the gravy, because my host, my host, I live in England, but I'm Ghanaian, right? The host country within which I live, they ruined the idea of gravy by selling that packet thing in the shop, where you magically get these granules and then you pour water in and it's a thick. And I'm like, we ain't about to do that over here. So as long as the gravy is not that kind of gravy, I might just try. So yeah, that's where we are. Oh, okay. Lollipop just saved her people. Lollipop says she blames the war. So the war is the reason why some genius decided to bring Lollipop. Who sent you on a war mission? Who? Power and influence, yeah? So you swapped your your need for power and influence. You traded that for gravy. Okay. Packet gravy for that matter. I can see how that is a fair trade. And that's some shade for you over there. Sit under it. My grandma was... Oh, okay. Grandma was evacuated from London to Norfolk. Oh, wow. That's some history over there. You know what? When I hear about the generation that people, if you hear noise, you're in my home kitchen, and outside my kitchen window is the gardener. The gardener is out there sawing things over. So the noise is not going to be gone for a little while. Let me see if I can close the window a little bit. Okay. But then again, I went and bought some banana. And now I've got fruit flies over there. And it's annoying me. Can you still hear the noise from the gardener? If you can put a hand up if you can hear the noise. Because I've closed the kitchen window, but I can almost feel like I can still hear the noise. Okay, whilst we're still talking about gravy and all that stuff, people, I like to tell you things I watch. Okay, I like to tell, because I am inclined in my head to tell you, to kind of come and tell you, because I'm inclined to believe sometimes you will like it. And if you don't like it, you will still hold space for me to yap about nothing. Okay, I've been watching something today, and it's actually interesting and lovely. Who has heard the name James Sexton, as in Sexton? He's a divorce lawyer. James Sexton. If you've heard James Sexton, put your hand up in the chat. Very random. We are making our way down to Chattyville about random. Okay? So, Auntie Jackie is asking, what is the temperature over here? Weather. Let's see. Weather in North. Weather in. It's 21 degrees C today, so it's not hot at all. Like, the sun is up outside. My kitchen is very cool. Like, as in it's tolerably cool, but I'm generally a very cold person. So even at 21 degrees, if I was in the bedroom, I would want a heater on. Alika, Alika, hi, welcome to the chat. Right, so yeah, it's not too cold, but it's not too warm either. It's in between. It was rainy yesterday though, so yeah, I was asking. We are the same person except without a snake for me. Lollipop. Lollipop, I don't have a snake, okay? I don't want one. I don't want a serpent in my house. And when I saw the message, Lollipop, the comment where you're like, oh, you'll be all right. It's only I'm looking at you, I'm like, Lollipop, who do you think you're talking to, telling me playing with a serpent will be all right? It's a hella no. Okay? No. It's a serpent. Why do you have that? But I did squirm watching it. I've told you, I cannot watch them things on a screen. I can't. But I think my curiosity for your pet had me like looking like this on my screen. I'm like, oh, my skin felt all kinds of creepy crawly. Lollipop, when I tell you I'm scared of snakes, it's not the kind of scared where you're like, oh, you'll be all right when you see it. If you want to see me faint out here, but then again, now that I've told you, I should keep away from you, because if you spring that thing on me, I might just be a dead body, just like that. That's all. Because that thing freaks me out. Like, Lollipop. Let me tell you, Lollipop, when you said you had Fang, the pet python, in my mind, I actually thought it was a little thing, even though I would still be scared. I didn't know you had a whole bigger python in your house. In what box? Girl, no. Okay. Okay. Alika. Right. Got it. So it's not Alika, it's Alika. Okay. Thank you for correcting that. Woo! Auntie Jackie. I think we might, Auntie Jackie, we should go and pray about this, okay? Because all this snake talk and you are dreaming about an all black diamond back snake with triangle shaped head. I tell you what, anytime I've dreamt and seen a snake, I scream. Like literally, I wake up screaming with palpitations and scared. Like, and the last time I dreamt and saw a snake, which wasn't actually too long ago, that was long before the snake talk, by the way. I had this thing that was such a stronghold that has since disappeared. Because after I saw that, it wasn't even one snake, it was 3. I was so panicked. And I thought, I need to go and sort this out. I need to go pray this away. And I did. And I had this thing that was such a stronghold in my life. It bugged me. It really, really. And it's gone. Lollipop, that is not to say your snake is anything related to this at all. Nothing. There's no connection between your pet and the conversation we're having here, darling. Okay? Ooh. So I guess, Auntie Jackie, that diamond, that whatever that snake looks like needs to be prayed away real, like already, like real fast. Because me and snakes, not in my dreams and not in real life. Like, I can't even play with a garden worm. Them creepy crawly things. But that is just by the way. I was asking, who has heard about James Sexton? He's a divorce lawyer. I told you, I was telling you something I like to listen to. And this morning I was listening to if you have strong opinions by men of God who fall off the wagon, you might probably not like this one. But let's talk about it. Carl Lentz. I'm sure you've heard Carl Lentz. Who's heard Carl Lentz? Who's heard James Sexton? Am I on my own in the streets out here by myself? Well, if you don't know Carl Lentz, is it Carl Lentz? As in Lentz. Lentz. He's a celebrity pastor that was associated with, is it Justin Bieber or something like that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. He fell off the wagon, did something truly abominable. I don't think he's a pastor anymore, but he has a podcast. Yeah, I'm out here by myself. Anyway, that's fine. It's nice when sometimes it just validates my thoughts when there are things I can share that you already know. But I'm also like very random in my interests, so I'm not surprised. But anyway, it's actually a podcast recommendation. And there's this divorce lawyer, and you would be inclined to think divorce lawyers are just like awful people who just break up homes, or at least that's the perception, because they'll make a ton of money, especially if you're rich and you come to a crisis. But James Sexton is kind of an odd one, because he is really, really, really committed to almost like giving you the inside info about what you can do to practically divorce proof your marriage. And it's nothing extraordinary. If you're married in a relationship, if your relationship is healthy, these are the things you should be doing anyway. But to hear it from someone who would actually capitalize on those weaknesses when your marriage fails, it's almost refreshing to just hear a man tell you so raw and honestly the things that you take for granted long before a divorce happened. Not that I'm going through a divorce or anything, nothing like that. I just like him as a person and the subject matter. Very, very thoughtful and very insightful. So most of the content he puts out, he's on podcasts a lot, and he is just great to listen to. I just like people who speak well and are able to just express themselves. So he could be talking about a pile of shit and I'll still be here listening, because he is that charismatic about the subject matter he talks about. So he was on a podcast with Carl Lentz, which is this celebrity pastor who literally got caught doing some really abhorrent things. One of the main things being he was stepping out on his wife and defiling his marital commitment. It was a big issue. Carl Lentz is a big issue. If you haven't heard Carl Lentz, you probably don't like gossip like I do. I've told you, I like celebrity gossip and that nonsense. So Carl Lentz has a podcast with his wife, actually. And it's not the sugar-coated thing. Sometimes as people, if you don't know somebody's situation, you will judge them. And I'm neither for or against. I kind of focus on the human experience. Yes, he's a man of God and he's done all of these things. He's not a pastor anymore. And he's actually, I'd like to think for what he is doing, he's actually giving us a real insight on what it looks like for someone who is held in power to fall real flat, and to attempt to kind of put things back together, focusing on what is important. Because even if he wasn't a celebrity pastor anymore and he lost his credibility and all that in faith and all of that, if we're supposed to be Christians, we're supposed to still give him grace whilst keeping him accountable. And accountability works both ways. If he says, I am really sorry, and you can judge the character and know that, oh, he is sorry, then you can begin to kind of give him grace and not judge him so harshly. But whether we're judging him or not, he still has children who won't suddenly disappear because he cheated on their mother. The children still need a father, and the amount of work he will do will determine if the children are not victims of the poor choices he made. And I think my point of view on watching such subject matter is not like an inclination to say I support or condone any of their poor choices. I use it as a learning opportunity to actually sit and listen to someone share a very raw experience. So anyway, I say all that to say, Carl and Jim Sexton had a podcast, and Carl's wife is the third party sitting there because she's the offended party now, and her husband who is actually doing the work. And it's such a fascinating conversation to hear from a person who makes money from your broken situation, a person who nearly lost their home and family unit because of their poor choices that would have sent them to the divorce lawyer's office, and a wife who is actually holding on and working through things with her husband. It's just fascinating. I thought, because we are family people, I thought I'll come and tell you. And if you want to watch it, I think it's Lights On with Carl Lentz and Jim Sexton. You can check it out. Okay, that's all. Chisholm, you made brownies today. Joy is back. Chisholm, how did the brownies go? Anyway, whilst I'm still yapping, there were cakes in the oven. Okay, are the cakes baked? Are the cupcakes baked, Glad? Are they? Are they? Oh! Okay, Chisholm, first of all, welcome. I know you've been here the last couple of days. How did the brownies go? Okay, it was so good. Okay, we'd love to hear that, right? What kind of brownies were they? Are they white chocolate brownies, regular brownies, with chocolate chip brownies? What is it? Don't give us half-assed information. Give us everything. What made the brownies good? If you see me and my excitement over here, it's because I've got the cupcakes in here and they look light on the top. Okay, first of all, let's go and check on these. Okay. Okay. I still have 2 cupcakes here. Let me just put those in for them. Okay. If you've been here throughout the bake, you'll realize that I was moaning about the cupcakes overflowing, and somehow some of them have. What I wanted was just something like this. Okay, something like this. But I guess this has to do also with the amount you put in. There are a few variations that will cause your cupcakes to overflow the lid. One thing being the recipe itself, the technique for aeration. If there's too much air, it will yield you a very light textured bake. But then the light textured bake, meaning the air pockets you create will expand. And then when they expand too much, you get this overflowing the lip. The amount of rising agent in the recipe is a contributory factor, but it's never always very straightforward. Because if this was due to the, say if I had added too much rising agent, it will rise and then it will fall back. So that's a very good indicator to know that this may not be a case of rising agent, because I used just 1/3 of self-raising flour. And then when I came to filling the pans as well, this was the first one, the first 12 I did with the scoop. You could tell that because I had such a full amount in the bowl, I was able to scoop a lot. But by the time I came to this tray, there wasn't much left, so I was trying to be economical. And see, the difference is very clear, that because I was not very heavy-handed, I was just able to put just enough that has risen and given me a very steady top. Whereas because I kept filling this more, there is excess, which has led to the fall. So domed cupcakes, not domed, it's neither here nor there. Now let's go and try a cupcake just to see what it looks like. First of all, I've told you, if you've been here, I have told you I don't like anything more than a crisply delicate looking cupcake, and I think we've got that to start with. It is not overbaked, it is not wet on the inside, and yet it is very, very light. That's the cupcake we want. This is a good cupcake, right? Look at the crumb of this cupcake. That is because it's warm. But when this cupcake sets, I've tried this recipe time and again, when it sets, when you go to bite in it, it's got structure, but it's also like soft and pillowy in your mouth. Amazing. Okay, I'm just going to try one on behalf of the village. Okay. Oh no, lollipop. She took the phone to school. Now it's lost. And now you have a bill to pay. Annoying. Where is the overflow? You've seen it now, Auntie J. Look. It's not a lot because it's a small detail, which also tells me the overflow is not due to the recipe. Because if it was due to the recipe, all of it should overflow then, right? But there's only a couple that we have over here. So, there you go. I hate it when I have to eat it. Believe me when I say I like eating a cupcake or a cake. I hate it when this time comes and I almost feel like I'm the only one enjoying it and you're sat there having to look at me. Okay? I hate it for you, but I've told you, we're working on the back end. We should be able to get just a limited shop of cupcake in a jar so that you can get to try it too. Okay, it's just that there are a few moving parts and it requires my attention. I just don't want to lob things in your face. No, we're not about to do that. That's gone. I'm glad. One thing you shouldn't also be doing this week is eating too much sugar. I thought I started the week very well though. I started the week very well, making sure I have my proteins and what's not. And now look at me, by Friday I'm eating sugar again. Make no mistake, there was never a plan to stop eating sugar, okay? I live in moderation. Everything in moderation is a blessing. That's all. Everything in moderation. There you go. There you go. Any frosting? Yes, there will be frosting, except I don't have any frosting in-house yet. I mean, I have to make them. And I don't know if I care to make them right now or I'm going to have to come back and make them. I don't know yet. And I have to make a decision on what I want to do, whether I want to make Swiss or French. it's neither here nor there. The cupcakes are baked. I'm happy with that. But yeah, I think there will be French, but I don't have buttercream. It's all gone. I'm gonna have to make another batch. Auntie Jack, they are actually not for an order. They are a dozen is going with some wedding cakes I'm making for a family friend. A 2-tier wedding cake. So I'm in the process of doing that because we baked the last time we baked a chocolate cake and a vanilla cake. So both cakes are covered now. They are actually in the fridge. I need to go and attend to those. So yep. And then the rest, 8 to 10. 8 is going to a neighbor's son. So I have room for about 4 cupcakes that I can play with. And now I've eaten 2. There's only 2 left. When the boy comes, your little producer comes home and be like, oh, can I have a cupcake? There's only 2. He will have 1. His dad has 1, and that's it. So that's where we are. Love it though. Look at that crumb. I know it doesn't feel like it. And you may not always see what I'm showing you like the way I want you to see it. But yeah. It's a lovely cupcake. Lollipop, a muffin or a bundt cake might be a good idea. Because a muffin is always so easy to put together. A chocolate chip muffin. Lasso Kid literally entered the chat and was like, good day, everybody. Lasso Kid. Good day, darling. How are you? But my people, it's still Friday though. It's Friday. So whilst we've baked our cupcakes, okay, how is your Friday going? It's not about me and the random shit I listen to on the internet, you know. Oh, and by the way, just to kind of cancel things out, I wasn't just listening to Jim Sexton and Carl Lenz, okay? I did my Bible study too. So just putting that out there. How is Friday going? Good vibes. Is Friday good vibes? How is your Friday going? Anyway, all of you in the chat, my people, you are baking decorated sugar cookies. Auntie J, you bake sugar cookies. You know what? That is the one thing I don't know how to do. No, I haven't tried it because of the shapes you have to cut. I find them a little bit tricky. Am I crazy? What's your best tip for getting sugar cookies right, Auntie J? Good vibes. I can feel the excitement you have for Lasso Kid. Like, what's up, Lasso Kid? What's up, good vibes? So you see, I'm a good judge of the things I like and don't like. I don't like sugar cookies. But if you made them, Auntie J, I'll be happy to eat them. Okay? Especially when you... I don't know if I like the icing that is poured to fill them. There are people who really are good at it. And I kind of feel like they are harder to do than they look. But when you get them right, they look so pretty. Especially when people specialize in making them. So if you get a good recipe, it won't spread. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. I just find them very tricky. I've never even wanted to try them because the spread thing, because you have to get the sugar and the recipe has to be right, and then the technique has to be optimized for not making them spread. But I guess you're making them for a reason. Auntie J says they are very tedious and I don't do them often. But I guess they are the sort of thing that when you get to doing them, you're doing them for good reason. So you're excited nonetheless. There are things I don't like to bake, but when I get my hands on it and I focus, I feel like, okay, I have to do this and I like it actually. So yeah, sugar cookies and cake pops. These two things, you weren't trying to get me to do any of those because they're like, I'm like, no, matey, no, not today. Let's not do that. It's a lot. But I was asking my people, there's 26 of you in the chat, including myself. Describe your Friday in one word, okay? Whether you're just waking up, whether you have plans for your day, whatever. Describe your Friday, because it's Friday, people. It's Friday. Hooray, okay? Describe your Friday in one word. My Friday in one word, I'll go first. Friday in one word has been productive. I'll actually make it two. Focused and productive. I kind of feel like today, everything I wanted to do, I am doing it. Some days you wake up, you want to do something and you find yourself doing another thing you didn't plan for. Today, my day has been productive and focused. What's yours? Auntie J says, I love cake pops. Try telling the customers who come and they think because you bake, you should be able to make them cake pops. They don't get it. Anyway, yes. Describe your Friday. Lollipop Tapita, Auntie J, Good Vibes, Lasso Kids, Chisholm, all of you. Describe your Friday in one word. Hopefully your Friday is not tedious. And today, even though you are making busy. I hope busy is a good thing. Because as in busy productive or busy tedious. Because sometimes when the day is busy and it's tedious and it's slow and nothing is moving. Lasso Kid. Oh. Lasso Kid says, I was in bed all day. Felt, what's the time for you, Lasso Kid? What's the time where you are? Do I remember where you are? Because you're like, I've been in bed all day. And it's 4 p.m.-ish over here. So does it mean you are already in the evening? Is it evening wherever you are? Why can I not remember where Lasso Kid is? Oh, 1 a.m. So you've been in bed all day. Why is that, Lasso Kid? Can we unpack that? Why is that? I thought you moved into your new flat. Is it your new apartment and you enjoy your mod cons? So is it rest you needed and for that your evening is now ruined? I hope you get to feeling better though, but just trying to unpack why you slept all day. Is it tiredness? Did you just need rest and felt like today I'm gonna lie down and just do little? Because those days are okay though. Okay, you felt under the weather, so you weren't feeling great. And then you slept all day and now it's 1 a.m. and you feel awful. Okay, describe awful can be all encapsulating, okay? So how exactly is awful right now for you? Is it that you can't sleep, or because you are under the weather, you just feel awful because you feel rotten with the under the weatherness, or you feel awful because you're anxious about the things you were supposed to do and now you are, where is awful? This, because awful can mean so many things. Let's unpack how awful is, and then let's see if we can help you. Sometimes the only help you need is talking about it, just actually unpacking what it is. But at 1 a.m., it's lovely to have you here though, because you should be asleep and dreaming. Okay, so awful is the headache. Do you have some medication? Paracetamol at least, or some water, something to keep you going. Whilst Lasso Kid is telling us about him feeling under the weather with a headache, oh, let me show you what work I've been doing all morning before we go. Yeah, let me go get the stuff for you. I'm just coming. When I tell you that my day is all caked up, this is what I mean. Okay? So before we started the live, this is what I've been working on all morning. But I filmed the process, and my goal was to try and make it digestible, like through the entire process. So yeah, you'll be seeing this in long form. Okay? This process you will see. So I repeated the ganache disc method again to get the sharp edges on here, and then I use the card to try and get this one here. So it's going to be a white cake like this. So it's just right after this live, I have a chocolate cake to make, I have buttercream to make, and then when we are done those two things, I'm going to go back to polish this over, dowel them, set the cake up. Okay, yeah, dowel and set the cake up, and then we will add decorations. So this is for tomorrow morning, and with that goes like 12 of the cupcakes here. So my Friday has been productive and focused, and Auntie J says busy as in productive busy, so that's a good thing. Lasso Kid, we hope you feel better. I thought I had poked my hand, and I did, but it's such a subtle thing, I can cover it up. So yep, this is my day in cake form, kind of putting all of this together. Where is Lollipop? Right, I take it. There you go. So, oh, right. Okay, our 2 cupcakes are nearly done too. Okay, so our 2 cupcakes are nearly done. So I can tell you, the overfill wasn't the recipe. The overfill has to do with quantity in the cupcake tin, because the 2 is nearly done, and I'll show you just before we go. Lasso Kid says if I had some chocolate cake, I'm sure I'd feel better. You know what, Lasso Kid, nothing would warm our heart better here than to have sent you a slice of decadent Matilda chocolate. Unfortunately, I'm selling you dreams if I tell you I can send you chocolate, because look, I can't make it happen right now. So if there's any way you can order yourself a cake, go order a chocolate cake, eat till your heart is merry, drink some water, keep yourself hydrated, call a loved one, have a laugh, and see how you feel. How does that sound for a plan? Because if I had a headache, I would want me some chocolate cake too. That's if I'm not baking. Okay, people? So let's check on our 2 cupcakes though that are in here. But yeah, I'm sure you've seen me cover a cake before, which was last week's cake. So there we go. That's the 2 cakes we have covered today. And we'll be putting all of this together. And you should be seeing that in content form maybe sometime in the week. Because it's bite size. Auntie J says I'm paying bills today. Ooh, the bill payment. The Lord has filled your cup, Auntie J. You all right, okay? Talking about bills, somebody has to go fix mine. And it's 4:15. I better go and pay some bills too. I know Tapita hadn't paid bills today, but Tapita went to pick up her shop, I think 2 days ago. She's like, I am not going to Walmart on payday. She was like, the stronghold of going shopping when I have money in my account is not going to bite me today. So yeah, some of us have to go and fix the bill. Yeah. That was Tapita. Tapita was like, I ain't trying to suffer for them strongholds. So she ordered her shopping and she went and picked it up. She's like, I'm not going into Walmart. And I'm like, some of us should take a leave and not show up at the shop where we have a bit of change in our accounts because the zeros are continuously limited. Nonetheless, it's good to pay bills, okay? Give what is Peter's to Peter and Caesar. Now I butchered the whole thing. I haven't read that part of the Bible, okay? Don't tell anybody. Right, so the overfill, as you can see, the overfill is not the recipe. Because clearly, after leaving the 2 cupcakes sitting whilst the first batch was baking, we've now since baked the other 2, which means I have gotten my 2 extra cupcakes back. But because this sat out for nearly 20 minutes before these were, let's see how those fare on the inside. And then again, there you see, very soft, pillowy, nice. Except I'm not eating a cupcake again. I'm not. I've had that already. Now, good vibes. I could have given you a cupcake or 2. Unfortunately, you're far away from me and it's 1 a.m. Even if I tried, it would take a miracle with Jesus coming down himself, right? So we're going to say a prayer for your headache, okay? That you feel better. And then you get up and get a move on. That's all, okay? And okay. Somebody needs me. I've just texted you. I've just Did you see someone? We were talking about bill payments and money, Auntie J. Can you clock someone in the chat? Not here. Not here, obviously. Of course. Okay, people. It's nearly past. We came to bake cupcakes. We are done, okay? A sister needs to go wash up and do the rest of the stuff. I am sure I will be back. I don't know when. If you happen to pop back and I'm here, hey, welcome. If I'm not, we'll see you another time. Okay, see you soon, and love you lots, and thanks for all the love. And Auntie J, enjoy your day. Lollipop, have a good one. Good vibes. Lasso Kid, I hope you feel better. Good vibes. Hugs to you. Everybody else, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.